Welcome to another Skinner TV vlog. I wanted to give a little bit of an update because our road trip vlogs have come to an end and that chapter in our life is definitely over. It was a crazy month, one of the most exhausting and crazy that I've ever experienced. Just kind of go, fight or flight, figuring things out on the run, and also in the same aspect, just having a great time and opening ourselves up to the fact that we live now in an actual land of so much more opportunity and so much more growth and everything that comes along with that. So with that said, there's been a lot of emotions and ups and downs going on, and I just kind of want to explain what happened from the end of our road trip up to now. And the reason for that is because so many things did happen that were super important, and the last thing that I wanted to do was pick up my camera because things were just happening so fast, and I had just filmed nearly 2 weeks of footage before that, a lot, and I needed kind of a break and kind of just to let things happen. And not only that, but as soon as we got to South Carolina, I got super sick. My immune system just completely crashed on me, and rightfully so. We drove across the country from a completely different climate, and I think my body just needed to get that out of my system. So after the last footage you saw in Alabama, we did head up to Georgia for a day or two, and on the way to Charleston, we stopped to see Mike's grandparents, and we stayed with them for that amount of time because it was on the way and it was our last stop, and we had a good time with family there, just kind of relaxed a little bit. We weren't in a rush those 2 days like we were driving 6 hours every day before that, so it was nice to kind of slow down. Very shortly after, we got up in the morning and we started heading to Charleston, which was about 5 or almost 6 hour drive from where his grandparents live to where we are currently living now. And we decided to get a hotel room for the weekend, even though we had previously decided on staying with one of our friends. And this was a good decision because it kind of just allowed us to take a breather and collect ourselves before, figuring out how we were going to look for a house and that kind of thing. Except we didn't do that because we're crazy, and immediately after getting into the hotel, we were on Zillow searching for houses. One really cool thing is that we've been noticing how much technology has changed from, Hawaii to here. And I know that sounds like we were living in like prolific ages, but there's just so many more up-to-date things here than there were in Hawaii, and just noticing them all is kind of fascinating. And one of those things was the house tours. So there was a company that if you put your credit card information as like a security deposit kind of, you could go to every house on their list. There was a lockbox, and you call for a code, and then you can open it up from a certain amount of hours and tour whatever house you wanted completely by yourself without having to make an appointment. And that's exactly what we did. So we saw one house the first night we got there, and then the next morning that we woke up, it was October 30th, I believe, and we walked into this beautiful house that looked completely redone and looked like nobody lived in it. We toured a few more houses after that, and then that night we decided very quickly that we wanted to go for that one, and it was available for immediate move-in, so we knew that if we applied for it that we were probably going to get it. Not to sound, cocky or anything like that, but there's a lot of houses in the area that were open immediately, and it seemed like everybody was getting them if they applied for them and everything was correct. So another cool thing was we were able to get the application, everything done online, even on a Sunday. Mike had somebody contacting him, and we submitted all of our, social security, driver's license, all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden we were sent a lease on that night, and it was just crazy how quickly that happened. Whoever we were working with was kind enough to kind of push one of the inspectors to kind of come in the next day, which was Monday, which was actually Halloween. And we waited around for her about 4 o'clock, till about 4 o'clock, yeah. And then we toured the house with her. She told us certain things that we needed to know, what we're responsible for, what the property manager was responsible for. And then it was ours. So as quickly as that happened, we realized that we didn't have anywhere to sleep. So we purchased an air mattress that night, and it was the worst night of sleep I've ever had. No, that's not true. I've had worse, but the air mattress started like having that like curve in the middle already, even on the first try, and it actually made me miss the one in Hawaii that Jen let us borrow. So that sucked. But then luckily, Mike's mom, who lives out here, had her storage unit, and it had her brand new bed pretty much, with a frame and a dresser and a brand new mattress, a queen size bed. And she didn't want it anymore, it was just sitting there. So we rented a U-Haul and we took that plus a little couch that she had in there for one of the rooms. And we've been sleeping on that ever since. And I think that it's awesome, and I'm really grateful that we have this guest room already and a place to sleep, because I pretty much think we would have bought a new bed at this point by now. So with the rest of Mike's time off, we've been exploring, we've been taking multiple shopping trips. We went to the Habitat for Humanity and got this table end set, this coffee table and end set for like $100, and we've been moving that in. We've been getting, you know, luckily Mike's mom also had some kitchen stuff, so we've been food shopping, I've been cooking. We bought a outside table for our backyard that we are currently using as our dining room table until we're ready. And our stuff isn't here yet, and our stuff isn't expected to be here for another couple of weeks, and I'm kind of nervous that it's not going to be here during, you know, for the holidays. I know it won't be here for Thanksgiving, but I do believe that Mike's boat might be holding it up more than normal, or maybe it's just a really bad time to ship things like during the holiday season. But yeah, we've been making the most of our time, and you know, we've recently had to start settling into this new life, even though we don't have our stuff. So it's been like fun and frustrating at the same time. And you know, Mike is obviously back at work, and he's doing all of his in-processing and check-ins and stuff like that. And for me, I do have a couple of things in the works that I want to carry out within the next few years, because ultimately I want to be completely working for myself and have built up enough of a business to be able to support the both of us while Mike goes back to school after the Navy. I'm gonna do a whole career plan with him video soon. But anyway, my main focus right now, while I'm building that, I do need to get a full-time job somewhere. So I'm looking in the culinary field, of course, because my culinary resume is pretty much the only thing that I have for the last 5 years. So I'm looking for the right job that I can bring in some income, have some consistency and routine, and also, you know, kind of just be taken care of in a weird way. Working for myself for the last 5 years, there's been, you know, you have to work for it. You have to make sure that, you know, your money's coming in from somewhere, and I do want to get back to that point, but I think it's going to be nice for a little while to just find something that I can throw myself into, not mindlessly, but kind of mindlessly, like, and just get up and go to work, collect a paycheck, do my best, and, you know, save my creative energy for something that's ultimately going to take care of me and my family, without being in a giant corporation or, you know, that kind of thing. But all that'll come later. I do want to give you guys a tour of the house. It's a 3-bedroom house that has like this upstairs living room. There's 3 bathrooms, well, 2.5 bathrooms. We've been really happy with it so far. I have a great kitchen, we have a great backyard, and we're just really excited to get our stuff and get into a routine where, you know, we're more financially stable and have all of our stuff, and, you know, figure out our schedules, because Mike will have shift work soon, and who knows what's going on with me. So there's a lot to figure out, but we are going to continue making videos. We're going to continue to explore and make the most of our time. But I just wanted to give you an update and let you guys know that we are here and we are settling in, and, you know, just to keep watching the adventures of the holiday season and everything else we have coming up in our lives. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for commenting and watching all of our road trip adventures. That was really fun to make, and I'm super happy that we have that documented. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, if you want to see everything that's ahead and adjusting and all that. And we will see you in the next video.